Good morning. Morning. Evening. Good night. Bye. Whatever, whenever, whoever, however. Richard and Paul, here, now. This show is called
Sunday Chat.
And first of all, we'd like to say a very, very happy new year to the Chinese and whoever else celebrates the Chinese New Year. It's the year of the ox.
It is, yes.
What are you in Chinese astrology, Paul?
I'm a fire horse, aren't I?
Are you? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a fire horse.
I'm a fire sheep.
Are you?
Mm.
I didn't know that. Sheep! Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm a fire sheep, that's why you love me.
I didn't know that. Yeah, bah.
So Chinese New Year began, was it yesterday?
Today, isn't it?
Is it today?
Yeah, yesterday. Yeah.
Yesterday.
It's today, but it's actually also yesterday.
It's Saturday
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
In our world, but it's Sunday for you. And also, happy Valentine's Day for today.
Yes, that's today.
That's today.
Yeah. What have you bought me for Valentine's?
What?
Have you got me a lovely card, handmade card?
We don't do Valentine's gifts anymore, Paul.
Do we ever?
Yes.
Did we?
I think we did.
I can't remember.
I think we expressed our love in some way, shape or form a long, long time ago.
I most probably baked a cake.
Probably. And it's also Shrove Tuesday.
It is.
On Tuesday. Which is Pancake Day.
And the day after tomorrow.
Yes. And yes. So, anyway, let's get on with the bloody show. Welcome.
Does Shrove Tuesday move each year?
Well, it's always a Tuesday.
I know, it's always... But is it one of those things where it changes with Easter? Or it must be. Because isn't it when you start fasting before Easter? Isn't it something... Yeah.
I don't know.
Because you have... Yeah, you sort of plump yourself up on Shrove Tuesday.
Do you?
I do it most of the days of the year anyway. But I think you plump yourself up on Shrove Tuesday because then you fast, don't you? Through to Easter.
Know. All I know is have lovely pancakes. That's it.
Are you going to make pancakes?
I might do. I might just do that, Paul. They're easy to make, quick to cook and quick to eat.
They are quick to eat.
How do you like your pancakes, Paul?
Lemon and sugar.
Yes, I'm a lemon and sugar person, but I will take any other kind of sweet filling or indeed a savoury filling.
Yeah, I think less said about your fillings, the better.
I once made savoury pancake lasagna, didn't I, Paul?
You did. It was delicious.
It was good.
It was delicious.
It's nice.
But I do like it sweet and tarty. That's how I like my pancakes.
Anyway.
But that lasagna was fabulous.
Yes, it was. Thank you very much,
Are you going to make
Paul.
another one?
No. So, let's get on with the show, shall we, Paul?
We could do savoury pancakes, couldn't we?
Shush.
Do you remember those Findus ones in packets?
Silence.
Oh, I love those.
I said silence, Paul. Thank you. So, let's get on with the show. The weather is the first topic. It's cold, very cold. Cold. Most of the snow has gone now. There are a couple of little patches and pockets, aren't there, Paul?
There are.
Yes.
At the allotment there are as well. So,
yes. Patches and pockets and little crusty bits
but
hanging on.
Lots of ice at the allotment. Lots of ice. So wherever there's standing water, there's about an inch of ice at the moment.
Lovely.
One of the fellow plot holders, her son, took a huge ice slab out of a bucket and put it on his head the other day.
How old is he?
24, I think. We laughed.
Oh, how lovely.
It was lovely.
It is. I'm saying, that's why I said how lovely.
Yeah, but But you say that when you mean something else as well.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
You just you do that thing with your eyebrow
Yeah,
where
let's
you lift
move
it.
on.
How lovely.
Now,
He
shall
doesn't
we?
mean that, really. Yeah.
The weather, cold, breezy. We've had a little storm.
Yeah.
Didn't we? A wind storm
Well,
blowing through the house.
But last night we had, so that was Friday night, it was really, really windy. I hadn't seen any wind on the forecast,
No.
but it was really windy.
It was.
I mean, I thought it was windier, the gusts were windier than they were when we had Storm Darcy a week ago. Yeah, there we are. But it's cold.
So it's been an interesting week this week. It's been quite busy but strange, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. We both felt a bit odd this week.
A bit low, you know. I think it's just really getting to me now, the fact we can't just go out and about. You know, I'm missing our trips, I'm missing getting out in the zip car and, you know, having countryside walks and all of that, because we kind of used to do it quite regularly.
Yeah, we used to do it every fortnight.
Well, more than that.
Well, we used to do it a lot, but with the zip car we were doing it every fortnight. But it looks as though the zip car Sabre is no longer in service
Which
now.
we've talked about already.
No, but you could see it on the app, but it wasn't available to book. Now it's not even on the app.
Oh well. Anyway, but also it's not been because of that. It's because of the lockdown situation, which has been a little bit stricter. I feel they've been clamping down on people a little bit more, so it makes one think twice about putting oneself at risk.
Yeah, well, I
Doesn't
think this time there's been a lot more focus on do not travel outside of your local area.
Yeah.
Where before it was you can do that if you're going to take exercise, and obviously that's what we were doing.
Or see your social bubble.
Or it's for work. But this time there's been much more talk about staying in your local area. So for us, travelling, 40 miles, 30 miles, I think it is, to
the Chilterns.
To the Chilterns, let's say, to
30
have a
miles?
walk. Yeah.
Is it 30 miles?
It's about 30 miles.
20 miles, surely.
No, it's about 30 miles because
Is
it's
it really?
normally just
Gosh.
over 60 miles there and back.
Yeah, we're
with
sort of
zip car.
pushing it then, aren't we? Pushing our luck.
Yeah, so
really.
we're not doing it.
And also, just outside where we live is the South African variant
Yeah.
of the virus. So, you know, kind of walking kind of up the road and round the corner, you're sort of risking getting into an area where the virus is a little bit more virulent.
Yeah.
So
They were doing door-to-door testing in
Yeah.
a large area where we live, but we're
just outside of it.
literally 200 yards outside of that area. They've been doing door-to-door testing.
So we've been sort of playing it safe, really.
But we sort of have,
Well,
for 11 months.
Yeah, we've been safe throughout the whole thing. And I think it's just beginning to sort of wear us down a little bit.
Yeah, it was funny.
But we're okay. We're
Oh, yeah.
okay. We've not killed each other yet.
I said, when we were going to sleep the other day, I just said to Richard, it would be really nice for something positive to happen. And it's not that there is lots of negative things happening, but it does feel, I think, with a lot of us, that we're just not able to move forward with a number of things at the moment.
Yeah, it's very static. Life feels static. Projects feel static. But we did sort of have a discussion yesterday around the things that were maybe annoying us a little bit, things that we were feeling frustrated about. And I did take some action yesterday.
You did.
I was a little bit frustrated with my old laptop, which has kind of really come to the end of its life in terms of me doing music production. So I had to download the program onto the new computer and transfer the files from my laptop onto the new computer. Whilst it sounds like an easy operation, and some aspects of it are, there were a couple of frustrating things that occurred during the process that I couldn't quite get my head around. But I did. But it took quite a number of hours to do, which was frustrating in itself. So I did that, so music production can now recommence, and I can pick up the projects that I'd started a few months ago that I'd kind of abandoned because of the amount of
angst.
Well, no, because of the amount of noise that the laptop was making to try and cool itself down. Which, when you're doing music production, you need to be you need a quiet computer, because those frequencies you can hear through the headset. Basically, the cooling fan whining. So frustrating things like that, but what we try to do with those situations is we have a discussion, maybe a little shout. I do like to have a little shout, but not for long. It's only for like 5-10 minutes. Yes, Paul, it was. Don't pull faces, I can see you even though I'm not looking at you.
It started
No,
with you going upstairs to do the bed.
We're not going to go into details. That's personal.
But you see, I know what mood he's in by how he does the bed. Because usually he does it sort of quite quietly, and there's a bit of puffing of the duvets, and this time it was...
No, that was me shaking the duvet. Don't do that. That was me shaking the duvet to incorporate air because of the freezing temperatures, Paul. Everybody knows a good shake of the duvet makes it feel warmer.
It's just how you shake it, yeah.
Anyway, moving on. We have a discussion about these things, and then we come up with solutions and a plan to move forwards, to solve the issues, and then one puts the plan into action. Yes, thank you. So lovely.
So he did.
So we did. So that was all fine. We had news from Mum this week. It's been slightly stressful in terms of what happened, hasn't it, Paul?
Yes, it has been.
It has. I'm going to have some coffee.
Particularly from a distance, of course. So Mum had a fall, but she doesn't remember having the fall, but she ended up on the floor. I mean, it's a good thing they've got really thick, cushioned carpeting in their place. But yeah, she had a fall. She was there for quite some time, and the carer found Mum in the morning and then called the ambulance, and basically Mum was fine, but had this fall, which of course set her back a bit. And you know, when you're talking to your mum or your dad about things like that, you're trying to, within you've got all of that emotion and fear, and you're trying to be caring and loving over the phone and trying to be calm, but obviously inwards you're sort of like, oh, I hope you're okay. But Mum was okay. The ambulance came. Can't quite understand why Mum didn't use her alarm, because she had it, but I think she fell asleep as well. So
on the floor.
Oh,
bless.
So and she wasn't cold. She said it was quite comfortable.
Well, she did say she was quite comfortable, didn't she?
Yes.
She wasn't in distress.
No.
I think the distress part of it is her thinking about attempting to get back up, and she can't. So she just makes herself comfy and waits for the carer to arrive. But this has only happened.
This is the first time it's happened like this for
a long time.
Yeah.
It's not a regular thing.
No.
She's pretty good at being careful now.
Yeah,
isn't she?
I think so. Mum says I've done too much a little less these days than
Yeah.
than she used to, and so the carer was there, the ambulance people turned up, my brother was there as well, and when I spoke to Mum yesterday, she was feeling quite positive, and I think she just had, because she spent so long in hospital after her spinal operation 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago today.
Today? Was it?
Saturday, 2 years ago, she had that operation.
Okay.
She spent a long time in hospital, I think about 13 or 14 weeks in hospital, in Guernsey. So we flew back from Salford to Guernsey, and she was in hospital shortly after she got back. So yeah, she was just fearful of needing to go into hospital, but fingers crossed.
Yeah, she's okay. She's good. She's doing okay. I think she's kind of settled into her now, being how she is now, rather than sort of this struggle that she had for quite a long time with not being mobile, not being as mobile as she was. And I think it takes quite a long time to accept
Absolutely.
these new circumstances that we sometimes find ourselves in when we have something that goes wrong. We're getting older. I mean, my knees, I'm very aware every time I go up and down the stairs that I have knee pain, and you sort of think, and hip pain as well occasionally. So, you've got to accept these things and also take action and do things about it if you want to try and remedy them now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's lack of exercise for me.
I find
Definitely.
Sitting at my desk, sometimes if I'm really into a bit of work, if I'm writing a press release or doing someone's PAYE or something that really needs concentration, I can sit there for a couple of hours and suddenly think, oh gosh, I haven't moved.
20 minutes, they say.
I know.
20 minutes, move.
So I do try to remember every so often to get up and walk around, and we're very lucky. We've got a relatively large house to do that.
We've got 2 sets of stairs, so we do those stairs. I mean, I certainly do them without even thinking now. That sometimes you say, oh God, I've got to go upstairs. We do that several times a day, up 2 flights of stairs. So I think that is a good thing. They do say something like, do a flight of stairs 17 times a day and you've had enough exercise. Something like that. Anyway, that's all lovely. And I meant that genuinely.
I'm going to do that.
Oh, Paul, you've got skin on your coffee. Don't you drink it? I like the skin.
Do you want it?
Not from yours. Don't want your skin. I only like my own skin.
And therein lies a whole new story.
Lovely. So, what else? What else have we got on the list, Paul?
See, it's gone really windy again now.
Oh,
it was calm a minute ago, and it's that blustery gusting that comes in.
Silence. Oh, I nearly touched you in an intimate place there, Paul.
That was my fingernail.
Lovely. So, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, we started our new series last week as well. Richard and Paul Chat About. We're delighted that it had such a good reception. We launched it as a premiere.
Yeah, that was quite fun.
That was fun, where we chatted along with you as you watched.
Yeah.
And talked about UFOs. The next subject that we're going to be tackling is going to be ghosts, hauntings, and poltergeists.
Lovely.
So, look out for that. Not sure when. Look out for it.
It's quite funny doing that premiere because, of course, we recorded it a few days, 3 or 4 days before, and it had been on Coffee first, so the people on Coffee
had early access. That's
that.
what you get on Coffee, you see.
And then we did the premiere, and it was quite interesting going through because it was sort of, obviously you watch it and you listen to it, oh yeah, we said that, oh yeah. Because I find sometimes on Sunday Chat, somebody will comment on something, and I'll go, "Did we talk about that?"
Well, the thing I find fun is when people watch our old videos, which is absolutely lovely.
Yes.
Thank you. But people make a comment, and you think, I would have to actually go back in and watch the video to remember what we were talking about. And of course, we don't have time to do that.
It's the ones for me that it will say something like, and there'll be a comment, and it's fabulous. I mean, I absolutely love it, but it'll say something like, "Yes, I totally agree."
Yeah.
And on a video 2 years ago, it's like, oh, wonder what we said that they agree on.
Yeah.
But I love that. I love it.
It's great. It's great, but we just don't have time to go back and reference and, find out what you were talking about. Anyway.
Have you frozen?
That's drama training for you.
Oh dear, I didn't do drama training.
Lovely. So, what are we talking about next, Paul? TV. What have we watched on television this week? Paul, what have we watched?
We continued with The Stand.
The Stand, yeah, enjoying that.
Enjoying that. I think we've only got one episode left.
Really?
Well, one of the people that went in to Vegas is making their way back, aren't they? So I think we must be near the end.
I can't quite remember the story, to be honest.
But we are enjoying it.
Yeah, very good. Very good performances. It's very dark.
Yeah,
It's very dark and dystopian.
Yeah, it is dystopian.
And apocalyptic, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
So anyway, we're carrying on with that.
I don't think we've continued the other one, have we?
Castle Rock.
Castle Rock.
No, I'm not in the mood, Paul. I'm not in the mood for
that
that
one is quite
level
dark.
of darkness.
Yeah.
No. Sometimes you've just got to avoid those things when your brain is just tipping over the edge slightly.
Yeah.
And you could murder the nearest person to you for saying the wrong thing.
Like, would you like a cup of tea?
Yeah. Sometimes it's not appropriate, Paul. You got to judge it. What was I saying? Did you condition?
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't show, really. I think you need to put some of that
I think you
argan
need to
oil.
cut it. There
I've
is
got that
I
lovely
put
argan oil.
I put argan oil
Not
on
that
it.
old one, the newer one.
I think you need to cut it.
I
Need being the appropriate word.
I will do, love.
Yeah.
When I can be bothered. Just don't have me around you with a pair of scissors at the moment. It's not advisable.
Are you having your menopause at the moment?
No.
What else have we watched?
What else? Pottery Throwdown.
Oh.
Pottery Throwdown. Very good. Very good, Paul. I even looked. Are we recording still? Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Just keep your eye on it.
I do, it's there.
I even thought about getting some little modelling clay. Oven bake modelling clay.
Oh, you should have said that.
We could make...
There was a whole load of modelling clay came up on our local Facebook group the other day.
Facebook group.
Facebook group the other day.
Well, it's got to be a specific type.
It was slabs.
I
2
don't
kilogram
want
slabs.
used clay
No, it wasn't used.
that
It
somebody
was
else
fresh,
has sneezed into.
Boxed it was.
Yeah, I quite fancy making some little things.
We got plenty of flour and water.
I'm not making them out of
And
flour
salt.
or water,
Because
Paul.
you do that and then they last longer before they go mouldy.
So we also watched the Victorian Bakers series. Well, it was okay.
I obviously enjoyed it.
It was too bready for me.
It was about baking.
I know, but it was just all bread. And I've given up bread.
Well, Yeah, we've cut down quite considerably on bread.
But it was.
But you loved it when he was doing the kneading with his feet, didn't you?
Don't even remind me.
But it was I mean,
disgusting.
so much hard work being a baker in those days.
It was interesting. It was okay.
It didn't go... I sort of wanted it to go a bit more in depth than it did. I thought it was quite light. Because there was... there's different... I don't know if you know this, but there's different hardnesses in wheat, which makes some wheat and some grains better at making bread than others. And Canadian and American wheats and wheats that are grown sort of in colder areas
have a higher gluten content.
They're sort of better for bread. And
were indeed imported during Victorian times.
Yeah, I mean, yes, of course they were.
So you learned some new things.
I did.
That's all lovely, Paul. We don't need to go through the whole series.
But I have realised that if I'm going to do a huge load of bread, I can do it in the bath with my feet.
No, you can't, and no, you won't. That's disgusting. Bread was full of so much rubbish as well, including sweat. The takeaway from it that I got, to summarise and not just go off on little tangents, Paul, is that bakery was a very, very, very difficult, hard profession to be in. And those people were worked to death. Literally. The bread was full of sweat. God knows what else.
Blood, sweat and tears. Literally.
Disgusting, vile. Made me feel ill on several occasions. So let's move on now from that before I feel even worse.
But it was really interesting looking at the technology as well and how that advanced. Yeah.
Yeah, they got machines. Machines were made.
And ovens
Industrial Revolution.
that injected steam.
Yeah. La 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 la.
I mean, we think that's a modern thing, but it's 100 years old,
Yes, super
Amazing.
duper. So we also attempted to watch the movie Greenland with Gerard Butler.
We were really excited. I was really excited, seen some really good reviews. What a pile of junk.
We switched off.
Yeah.
Not because the effects weren't good, effects were great. But first of all, the first thing that annoyed me was his accent.
Oh yeah, wandering.
He wandered about between Scottish and American.
Scottish American.
That sounds more like some kind of computerized voice, Paul. Like an artificial intelligence. So that annoyed me.
Yeah.
Because he clearly couldn't decide what accent he was supposed to be doing. Really, Gerard. And he also looked a lot older than the age he was kind of supposed to be.
Oh, was he?
Didn't you find?
I thought he was just
He's
an older father.
Not aging very well at all.
Unlike me, who looks very youthful for 54 and
Then,
a half.
the other annoying thing is, and I'm going to tell it, I don't care whether it's a spoiler, but basically it's about a comet hitting the Earth. That's what it's about. And the survival of a family. And the reason they're going to be surviving is they get a call from the government, an emergency
presidential
alert that says they and their son are going to go to a shelter.
No, can go, not are going.
Can go to a shelter. Been selected to go to a shelter. Yeah? Okay? And when they get there, they basically get turned away because the son is a diabetic.
Yeah.
And they will not accept anybody with any kind of illness. Surely, if this was a governmental alert, they would already have on their records that the child was diabetic. Really? Surely? Yeah,
but I suppose the premise is that they check the parents and they don't check the child.
Ridiculous, stupid. There were all these sort of little holes, and it got to the point and I thought, this is just actually annoying me. It's not entertaining me at all. So, as we normally do, we switch off.
Yeah.
Because it's a waste of time. If you're not enjoying something, don't labour with it. Don't labour with it. Don't labour.
Don't labour with it. On it. With
Don't
it.
labour on
over
it.
it.
With
Under
over,
it.
Under.
Bananas.
Yeah. Don't keep on flogging the dead horse. Move on. So, we did.
We did.
We've also been continuing with Drag Race, US and UK. US at the moment for me, I'm not enjoying it as much as the UK, which is unusual because it's normally the other way round. I'm finding some of the US queens, I'm finding it difficult to understand what they're saying.
Yeah, talk so quickly.
And there has been a comment on the show about that.
Has there?
Yeah, there was a comment.
Oh, right.
I
mean, it's the way they talk. I mean,
they're just talking too fast. And you just can't understand a word that they're saying. You need subtitles. And also, I can't remember most of their names.
No.
Whereas the UK, I'm really into it now.
Yeah.
I thought it was really bad that Ginny Lemon walked out.
Yeah.
I think that was a wrong move to make. I think it pissed off RuPaul. And also, we're down to the 2 groups of 4 that did the Ruru Vision Song Contest. One group was great, one group was shit, basically. And
That's a bit strong.
well, it's true. And RuPaul really laid into them.
Yeah, on a number of fronts.
Yeah, mainly on the fact that this is RuPaul's Drag Race. It is the premier show in the world for exposure of drag queens, to the world, on the world stage. And some of them were basic bitches, really. That's it. So enjoying Drag Race UK.
But I'm also finding, unusually, by this time, I've usually warmed to all of the queens. Even the ones that have gone early, you find out a bit about why they went early and that, This time, particularly with the US, but some of the UK, I'm just not warming to them at all. And it's really, it's quite odd. It's quite odd. And also, due to the breakout of COVID last year, the filming stopped for UK Drag Race, and it recommenced 7 months later. But sadly, one of my favourite queens had tested positive.
Yeah.
So she's no longer in it, which is a shame.
Good. So that's all lovely. Thank you. We also continued with the new Avengers.
Yes. Actually, we continued by going back to the beginning.
Watched the first episode. That's all lovely.
And it's got completely different titles, the first series to the second series. I thought there were lots of series, but there are only 2.
That's all. They only made 2 seasons.
It's really
26
really interesting.
episodes.
Yeah, it's like Fawlty Towers. I know you don't like Fawlty Towers, but
doesn't do anything
I
for
think
me.
that was only 2 series as well.
John Cleese has never, ever done anything for me. Never made me laugh.
Has he ever made you a cup of tea?
I remember going to see a movie that he was in, Clockwise.
I've never seen that.
And it drove me insane. I thought it was so unfunny and just so over the top.
Who was the female in
I
that?
can't remember. It was just, to me, it was just rubbish. So he's never made me laugh. You see, I don't find Monty Python funny. I never have. It just doesn't. It's not my kind of humour.
It's not. I find certain elements of it funny, but I don't like. I don't like a lot of it.
I think it was overrated, frankly. Really, and there's been a lot better. Sorry if you like Monty.
You heard it here.
We've also binged on Superstore as well.
Yes.
Lovely. We are very much invested in that show. It's finishing, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's coming to an end.
I think we're only on season 2 at the moment.
But we've seen
later seasons.
Yeah.
Which actually I would watch again.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
It is rewatchable. Who's your favourite character in Superstore?
I do like Garrett. Garrett amuses me.
I like Dina.
Dina's fabulous.
Dina, Sandra, and
Sandra.
Cheyenne.
Sandra, I love Sandra, particularly as you get into that character later on in the season.
I think Cheyenne makes me laugh the most. She's the funniest character.
They're just fun. But there were a few. There was a sort of run of episodes that we were watching that I found sort of quite challenging in some ways. There was an episode with guns.
Yeah.
And I found that episode quite challenging. Then there was another episode following that, I think, about unionisation and how corporations in America really don't want staff to unionise and do all they can to stop that.
And also general workers' rights.
Yeah.
You know, they're always commenting on workers' rights. The episode we watched last night, one of them was about the heating being controlled by corporate.
Yeah.
I mean, how ridiculous. You can't control the environment of a store remotely.
Well, you can.
But you can't. Not in this country, you couldn't do that.
Well...
That would take away people's rights.
Well, yes, it would. But then there was also...
But they even control the doors when they open and close as well.
Yeah.
You can't do that for health and safety reasons.
There was also the fact that they wouldn't give Cheyenne maternity leave.
That's right.
We have maternity leave in the UK. I don't know what it is in other countries.
And paternity leave as well.
I don't think Guernsey does. I don't think Guernsey's got maternity or paternity leave.
Oh, it's crazy. You can't expect people to have a baby and continue working.
No, but I mean, it's not legally sewn into the fabric of laws in Guernsey, where it is sewn into the fabric of laws in the UK.
Yeah. It's part of employment
I think
law.
You can have up to a year paternity, maternity.
Can you?
6 months paternity or something?
No, I don't think you can.
I think you can.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, look, parents get a lot of rights in this country, actually.
Yeah.
They get a lot of leave granted to them for childcare as well.
Which I know other countries don't.
Anyway, let's move on from that. We're not an employment law specialist.
No, we're not.
So, let's move on because we're coming to the end of the show. We've got things to cram in before we finish. So, this week we've got a word of the week.
Oh,
yes, I know we didn't do it last week. We don't always do it.
He can't always find a word.
No, we don't always do it. It's not every week. We spoil you.
What were?
So, this week's word is fulgurous.
Fulgurous.
F-U... F for Freddy, U for Uncle,
G.
L for Lima, Leo, G for Granny, U for Uncle, R for Roger, O for Orange, U for Uncle, S for Sugar. Fulgurous.
Fulgurous.
It's got Latin roots. Yeah.
Is it something about when you bend something?
No.
Is it about movement?
No.
Fulgurous.
Fulgurous. Fulgurant. Fulgurite.
Fulgurite.
Fulgurites are things, are objects. Fulgurites.
Are they something that doesn't do anything?
No. Well, they probably don't, no.
Are they living things?
No.
Is it a misspelling of Bulgar?
No, you've got 10 seconds now to guess it. You're not going to guess it.
Is it something to do with vehicles?
No. So, it is characteristic of or resembling lightning.
No. How does that come about?
Fulgurous is a bright flash, something lightning-like. Fulgurites are apparently caused when lightning strikes.
The ground
And it
goes up.
I think, yeah.
Are they
like
the
a
things that
stalactite.
goes up?
No, they're streamers. They're fulgurites.
I have to look this up. It's fascinating.
Like a stalactite.
So where's the Latin in that?
Fulgur. Which means lightning.
Lightning.
Yeah. There you go. It's a good one, huh? Lovely.
Latin was something I really enjoyed, and it's just gone
Yes.
completely.
It's because you're old now.
Yes, not quite as old as Latin though.
That's it for this week's show.
Is that it?
That's it
Aren't
for
we
this
going to ramble
week's
on
show.
for another half an hour?
No, short and sweet.
Oh, you look lovely today, Richard. I love that scarf.
It's lovely, isn't
It
it?
looks really nice. Tell me a story about that scarf.
It was given to us by a fan.
Oh, was it? And who was that? What colours are in it?
Paul, shush now. We're going now.
And your skin looks so soft and smooth as well. And your eyes are so bright. Oh, you look so loving and caring today.
Say goodbye now.
Goodbye now.
Goodbye now. See you very soon for more lovely things from Richard and Paul. Remember, if you want it all, watch Richard and Paul.
That's a good one. You have a t-shirt. Do that with t-shirt.
That's a good idea. Don't tempt me. Bye.
Bye.